stay there. Stay put. No, stay put. Good.
Welcome to the Horror Movie Showdown, episode 96. Before we get started, I would like to know if you've already watched today's movie From Dusk Till Dawn, because if you haven't, you should avoid all trailers, stay clear of plot summaries, and leave this video right now. And don't you dare come back before you have watched the movie. For the rest of you, as you probably know, we are in for a good time in the company of Robert Rodriguez, Quentin Tarantino, George Clooney, and of course the Ebbe Monster. From Dusk Till Dawn was among my favorite movies growing up, and though I haven't watched it for some time, I have a good feeling that it still holds up. Back in the days, Dimension Films was a stamp of quality, as they released movies like Halloween, Scream, Equilibrium, Wolf Creek, and a ton of Jackie Chan movies. And this Dimension film starts out hot, with a bit of that signature Quentin Tarantino dialogue.
Jesus H. Christ, Pete. When you gonna learn that microwave food will kill you faster than a bullet?
As the ranger goes on the can, we are introduced to the bank robber Seth Gecko and his insane brother Richard. Richard is super paranoid, he hears voices, and he unnecessarily escalates the situation, leading to violent deaths and popcorn. It is a popcorn flick after all. After the geckos have walked away from an explosion, they head back on the road towards Mexico with stolen money and a hostage in their trunk. On their way, they make another stop at a motel where they stir up some more trouble.
What the hell do you want?
What do you think I want, you mean old bastard? I want a fucking room.
Well, Seth attempts to be a professional, but his brother, he has other plans. At the motel, the geckos also find a ticket into Mexico. This is in the form of the RV of a fate-struggling former minister Jacob and his two kids. The lack of fate is of course a setup for things to come. The insane thing about From Dusk Till Dawn is that so many people came into it expecting a heist movie, but halfway into it, everything is turned upside down. After we have crossed the Mexican border, we arrive at the Titty Twister bar, which is open from dusk till dawn. It is here that things are about to go crazy as the group goes to celebrate. And this bar has everything one could wish for. Well, that clip just got this video demonetized, but I don't care because this movie is getting me super pumped. At the bar, we are introduced to Machete and the Sex Machine. God, I love this guy. This is of course Tom Savini, the king of special effects, and we also meet Frost, the king of 70s and 80s exploitation movies. After a bit of sexy dancing and foot fetishing performed by the seductive Santanico Pandemonium, all hell breaks loose.
Dinner is served.
It turns out that the Titty Twister bar is a vampire bar, and it makes total sense that vampires would have a setup like this for sucking the blood of bypassing bikers and truckers who have lifestyles of traveling where you wouldn't really know where they disappeared. But this time around, the vampires don't get a free meal as our group of badasses kick some serious vampire ass.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
After the first wave of vampires have been taken down, it's time for the group to mobilize all their knowledge about vampires.
I don't want to hear anything about I don't believe in vampires. Because I don't fucking believe in vampires. But I believe in my own two eyes.
And they gear up A-Team style, making new awesome weapons, and they fill up their super soakers with holy water. Damn, I miss water fights back in the 90s with super soakers.
The Super Soaker 100.
It's a water gun of a higher caliber.
As it is custom for vampire movies, we also have our usual crosses, wooden stakes, sunlight and so on. But it is still a long time till dawn. But right now it's time to crawl to the scoreboard to find out how well this vampire flick holds up. The last half of the movie is an insane gore fest with blood and guts in all directions. But as we only count human deaths on the scoreboard, the movie has a modest 19 kills. When half of the movie takes place at the Titty Twister bar, you know you are in for a high nudity score. The movie has tons of topless dancers, and Selma Hayek's performance kicks the nudity score up to an 8. The movie is edgy, brutal and controversial, but it is still only enough for a scariness score of 3, placing it right next to its spiritual brother, Demon Knight. From Dusk Till Dawn is just one of those perfect movies. The acting and the dialogue is tense and engaging. The soundtrack sets that perfect exploitation atmosphere, and I love the huge twist. I actually showed the movie to my girlfriend a year or so ago, and she went in blind, so it was pretty hilarious to see her reaction when the vampires first showed up. The movie of course gets an overall score of 10. They just don't make movies like this one anymore. As a kid, I always hoped for a real sequel to this movie, but all we got were the pretty terrible cash grabs from Dusk Till Dawn 2 and 3. But in 2014, we actually also got a remake in the form of a series, and it was surprisingly decent. And it even lasted 3 seasons, but there's nothing quite like the original. The closest you'll get to similar movies are probably Demon Knight, which I reviewed back in episode 44, as well as Machete and Grindhouse. But that's all for this video, so thank you for watching, and I will catch you later.